Welcome to Healing in His Hands, a place for healing, faith, and just honest conversations where I apply scripture to real life. I'm your host, Mariah, and I just want to thank you for being here. So, I'm in my Valentine's Day fit because today is Valentine's Day. So, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I record on Friday, so it's Friday. Tomorrow, Valentine's Day, but that's okay. And I had my fit on for my son's class today, which was so cool. He wanted me to come and just be there for his party that I guess wasn't happening. I'm not too sure. I think there were just a little miscommunication between my son and his teacher. But that's okay. When I got there, his teacher was like, "Oh, there's not a party, but we're passing out Valentines and you're welcome to stay and help." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Son, if you just wanted me to be here, you could have just said that, you know?" But it was such a joy, like, just to be there and see my son light up, and he was just so happy that I was there, and his friends were giving me hugs and giving me Valentines, and I just felt all the love. It was just so awesome, and then, of course, they're, like, telling Nemo, like, "That's your mom, Nemo?" Like, Nemo's like, "Yeah, that's my mom," like, so I love it. I definitely love those little moments. Of course, I have my middle schooler too, and, new school, I understand, but they've had, like, this, like, lunch on the lawn, like, picnic thing, and I was like, "Do you want me to come?" And she was like, no." I'm like, you gotta take the W's when you can, you know?" So, but yeah. Um, so we are still in the book of Job, and I'm definitely excited. We're gonna finish off in the book of Job, sorry. And I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really good. As I was just in my prayer closet this morning and just reading through it, I was like, "Oh God, you are so good." Like, man, I was just having chills reading it again, just reliving what I've walked through, you know? And it's just God being God, He's just such an awesome God. And as I was reading through my journal from last year, it was like September 1st, I think, or September 3rd, at the beginning of September. And I had wrote this down. I was just like trusting God and understanding the goodness that He provides. And then I said, read Job 38 through 41. And I was just like, it's just, again, right, writing things down, just understanding like, wow, like those things really do hold purpose in our life. Like just to be able to look back on it and reread it and just know where you were at mentally and where you're at now. Oh, it was really good. So that's what we are gonna go ahead and end off. That is the end of the book of Job. So I want to, if you haven't already, go back and watch the other episodes. We have just been going through the book of Job entirely and just really breaking down what Job went through, the grief he felt, what his friends were dealing with, just the encounters he had throughout this entire process, and God being there in the midst of it every step of the way. And I just apply all that to what I've gone through. So just feeling Job's pain, feeling where he's been, feeling where I know what he felt, it's been so good. Like just so good to, I guess, like just say it out loud. So it's been so nice to be able to share this with you guys. It's definitely helped me just along my healing journey. So thank you for whoever is listening and the people that are supporting me. I am so grateful because you guys just don't even know how much it just helps me towards my healing journey and where I'm at. But yeah, so let's go ahead and start in the book of Job, chapter 38. So now, chapter 38, okay, the title is The Lord Challenges Job. So Job has already asked the wise, his friends have already tried to intercede, saying, hey, like, you're probably the reason why, like, they're interceding in the worst way possible, right? They're like, well, this is your fault. You did this. The blame's on you. You're in this position for a reason. Just um, so unfortunate, and it's just been a whole process, that Job has been walking through, just like why. He doesn't know why he's where he's at. He doesn't know which way is up. He doesn't know what to do next, he doesn't even know. And his wife is in disagreement. Like, with everything that he's saying about God, still uplifting God, still praising God, his wife is like, why? Like, just give up, you know? So it's just so many things going on. And Job has just been up and down with all these different emotions, just expressing himself on how he feels and where he's at mentally, you know? So this is when now the Lord is speaking, okay? And instead of him trying to explain where Job is at mentally, instead of him trying to explain and give Job every detail why he allowed these things to happen or what occurred, God just continues to, he just starts speaking to him and from a whole different perspective on letting Job know who he is. And oh man, I'm telling you, it's good. So I'm just going to go ahead and say certain verses throughout the scriptures from verse 38 to like 41, and then we'll just close out. But because there's just so much, take the time, okay, to just really stop and read the entire thing, because these verses are so good and they hold so much weight on who God is and what he's done, what he's accomplished on the earth, you know? So super good. So we'll start off with verse 4. The Lord says, and he's talking to Job, "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you know so much." And then verse 19, "Where does light come from? And where does darkness go? Can you take each to its home? Do you know how to get there? But of course, you know all of this, for you were born before it was all created, and you are so very experienced." The sarcasm, Lord. Oh, my goodness. He's coming with it. All right. He is coming with it. Okay. So he continues. "Can you direct the movement of the stars? Can you direct the sequence of the seasons? Do you know the laws of the universe? Can you use them to regulate the earth? Can you shout to the clouds and make it rain? Who provides food for the ravens when their young cry out to God and wander about in hunger?" It's like the Lord's like, who are you to question me, the creator of all things? He's like, I say go, and the wind goes, right? Like I tell the clouds to rain and it rains. Like he's like, that's me. That's all me. He's like, so who are you to question me? And I'm just like, it's just so, oh man, it's so powerful. And he just continues to go on about all the animals, literally just he's talking about the ostrich, he's talking about the deer, he's just talking about their young, how they're born, like how the mothers keep their young warm and all the things. Like he's just breaking it down, like all these things he created intentionally. You know what I mean? And everything has a place because of him. Everything has a name because of him. When you say certain names of animals and things, or you're just like, whoa, who came up with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the Lord created these things. Like he literally orchestrated the entire earth. So it's like to sit back and just question him. You have to kind of reel yourself back in like, wow, Lord, forgive me. You know, like I don't even know who I thought I was. You know what I mean? So it's so good. And then verse 40, he continues. He just says, "Do you still," he's talking to Job, "do you still want to argue with the Almighty?" And Job at this point, he's like, I have said too much already. It even says he covers his mouth. He covers his mouth, and he says, I have said too much already. I have nothing more to say. Because he's already feeling as if like, whoa, like you're absolutely correct. Same, like I felt the same. Like, who am I to question him? The creator of all things. I am nothing. I am nothing compared to everything that he's done for me, through me, just the world in general, for other people. Oh man, what? For everything breathing on this earth, he is done. You know what I mean? Like even the trees, like it's just, I can sit back and just look at it and just, I'm so fascinated by him and all that he does, because he does exceedingly beyond what we can even comprehend, you know? And I don't think people really understand that sometimes or take that in, you know? Um, Ooh, so good, so good, so good. But he just continues on. He even starts talking about the Leviathan. And I don't know if you guys know what kind of animal that is, but look it up on Google, okay? It's extreme. When I remember reading this and I was like doing my research, it was a real like sea monster, like that God created it. It was just like massive. So it just blows my mind to learn these type of things as I continue just to dive into the my studies, of the Bible and like breaking down what I'm reading, like to just to see the facts on it, it's like crazy. It's like, whoa, like, man, but that again is the Lord, right? The way he creates everything and anything, like just, and he takes away too, because that thing is not living no more, So it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, it just, he understands how powerful this thing was that he created. But the Lord's saying the only thing that can even, try to lock this thing down is him and him alone. He is the creator of it. You know what I mean? Like he could tell that thing to stop moving and it will stop. Like, so just when you look up the picture, I'm telling you, I was mind blown. I was just like blown away for sure. So, so good. But yeah, I'm just, it's just so good as I just continue to read. Then we get to Job 42. I'm sorry, I said only 38 through 41, but 42 is the last book of Job, the last chapter. So, but it's just, man, to be able to stand before the Lord and just have all these questions, the Lord's like, don't don't even try. Don't even try. Don't even try to comprehend what's going on because you can't. You could try all you want to, and it's not it. Like it's never going to add up. The math will not add up. Your calculations, your scientific, explanations, whatever it is that you're trying to figure out, and it's just not gonna add up. It's not. Because the Lord is who he is. And that's literally what he's trying to explain to Job. Like, just stop. Don't try to explain anymore. Don't try to understand it anymore. Don't try to comprehend better than you think you can. It's just not going to happen. It's not. And I literally had to understand that myself. Just like, whoa, okay, Lord. Like at first I was asking all these questions, like, why did Nick have to go? Like, why? Like, why do my children have to suffer? Why do we have to go through these things? Why is loss even a thing? Why? Like, Lord, why am I struggling financially? Now it's like, Lord, now you have me by myself with just my kids. Like, okay, so now I'm over here really struggling. Lord, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm trying to work as much as I can. Like, it's just trying to just go above and beyond, right? Just trying to do what I can. It's like, why do I have to? It's like so crazy because like I was just like finishing up my taxes, And it's like as I was going through like April when Nick passed, I'm like, oh wow. I already know as I'm like doing add ups and I'm doing calculations, I'm adding up receipts, I'm adding up all the things. I'm like, and I'm adding up my income, all the things, I would think that things start going downward because I'm like not okay mentally. You know what I mean? Like I'm barely able to function. I'm barely able to keep my eyes open because I'm crying so much. Like I'm grieving, right? I'm going through so much. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, for sure, these months going forward are just going to continue to decrease. But to my surprise, as I'm like doing these calculations, as I'm adding things up, things continue to grow. And it's like, that's just us, right? It's like, and I'm just like, whoa, just blown away because I still had to continue to just keep pushing, to keep moving forward. And I feel like it's so hard because I'm like, I was talking to God then, upset with God, like, God, like, what am I going to do? Because I'm still having to keep going. I'm still having to keep striving. I'm still like, and I'm upset because things still weren't enough. And I was still short here. And it's like, as I'm just doing all these calculations and doing my math, like seeing it, I'm like, oh, I was okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so crazy. Again, just to kind of relive things or just double back on things, you're just like mind blown. Like God was still carrying me, even when I felt he wasn't. So it's like when Job's questioning God, like, why did this have to happen to my family? Why am I going through this medical issues? Why am I going through all this? The Lord's like, look, This is literally, the things are going the way they are, but just know, if they're going in this way, there has to be something better on the other end, because he planned it out like that. He literally planned it out. And oh my goodness, that's literally what I had to wrap my head around. It was like, if you're going through a massive amount of suffering, you're dealing with things, just know that God has a plan of restoration on the end. He has to. There has to be restoration at the end. There's no other way, because God planned it. This is how I was just telling my mentor the other day, like, oh my goodness, just trying to encourage him, because he's always encouraging me, but his penmanship is intentional. Everything he does, everything he says to us, everything, the people that he puts in our lives, the things around us, oh my goodness, everything is intentional that he does. So, and just reading this about who he is, who he says he is, it's just fascinating to me, because everything is intentional. Everything that he's created, everything that he's moved out a certain way, or it's like chess. You know what I mean? Like, he's just the ultimate chess player. You know what I mean? Like, everything he does has intention behind it. And it's such a pure, genuine, loving intention that he has behind it, because he knows the purpose for our lives. He knows the calling on our lives. He knows what we need to get to the other end. He knows all this. So it's like, to sit back and just be like, why? Thinking he wants the worst for us. No, not even a little bit, you know? So, it just brings me to chapter 42 in the book of Job. So, now this is Job responding to the Lord. And I'm just going to go to verse 5. He says, I had only heard about you before, but now I have seen you with my own eyes. Ugh. Well, now reading that earlier, I was like bawling my eyes out, because I'm just like, man, I've seen all that he's done. I've seen, oh man, even though I've gone through the fire, I've gone through the suffering, I've gone through this heartbreak, I've gone through these things that have just broken me, right? It's like, no, I have seen God work. I've seen him carry me and my children. I've seen him help us throughout this move. I've seen him provide my finances to make sure I have more than enough to be able to provide for myself and for others around me. I've seen him do beyond what I thought could be possible. I've seen him just allow me to walk in areas and be around certain communities and just see how God's working. Just, his timing is perfect. His penmanship is intentional. The way that he chooses things to go, it's like, whoa, like, I have seen it for my own eyes. And I have literally sat back and just like, whoa, like, I wrote it down. Just some of the things, like me just growing in a deeper intimacy with him, like just really just, back on the other episodes when I was talking about how I still woke up every morning, regardless of how I felt, regardless of my emotions, regardless of what I was walking through, I continued to spend time with him. I continued just to grow in my relationship with him, because I knew he was the only one that could pull me out of that darkness, the only one. So in that time, the intimacy that grew amongst us was just so, oh my gosh, so deep. It's like, there's no way I will never not trust him again. You understand? It's like, knowing how good he is, knowing how far he's brought me has been so uplifting, so encouraging, and it's really literally brought me out of so many dark places, in the dark place that I've been walking through time and time again. So it's like, just to see God do what he does, has been such a beautiful thing. And it has allowed me just to grow in my intimacy with him, and just to grow in my relationship with him, and just really call him my best friend. Oh, the greatest friend I have ever had, okay, is the Lord, and the Lord alone. So good. But I wrote, like, him providing for me financially, all my needs, making sure I have just enough. I'm dealing with 2 houses. I'm trying to pay my rent in Sacramento and then deal with the mortgage in in Humboldt County. Like, what? Like, what am I doing here? Like, how am I doing it? Like, but again, that's just the Lord, right? Being able to have just enough, being able to have people in my life that are still able to help me financially and just come out of nowhere when I wasn't even expecting it. Like, that's God. That's him. Again, just doing beyond what I can even understand, which I thought wasn't even possible, but just relying on him and not my own strength, not my own, oh, well, what if? Well, I think this will be better if this. No, none of that. The Lord's like, no, let me lead you. And you just follow. Just be obedient to my voice. And the rest will come. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just like, oh, so good. Like, and then the help he's blessed me with, like just in the process of this move, like just being helped with people, like the people that's came in my life throughout this move and the community he's shown me has been like mind blowing, mind blowing. Oh my goodness. Like, oh, I can't wait to just talk about this deeper on another podcast, but on a different episode, because it's just so, refreshing to know he got my back. You know what I mean? He has my back time and time again. Like I just, again, walking and knowing that it's like you're walking in like the darkness and maybe there's like nothing at the bottom. It's like an endless, bottomless pit. You know what I mean? And here's the Lord just going ahead and providing the steps. Every step that I walk forward, he already has another step under it, just providing it for me all the way to where I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to be shaken. None of the above. He's going to continue to carry me every step of the way. And that's literally what I'm picturing right now as I'm just continuing to walk and just trust in him, because that is literally what's been allowing me to get as far as I have and just sustaining me. Like, I'm forever grateful, literally. So just him just helping me with my kids, like, oh my goodness, just seeing them flourish with their friends, like seeing, oh my gosh, my son today in his class and all his friends just love him so much, and like just seeing all his Valentines on his desk and how happy he was. And then my daughter, like, she had one of her friends sleep over, and man, it was such a beautiful thing. Her friend wanted to come to church with us, and then she wanted to go to youth group, and now she wants to continue going. Like, just seeing God work. You know what I mean? Like, just the beauty in us, in me being obedient, seeing the beauty in what's going on. Like, just literally, I'm just like so thankful, like so thankful for what he's doing for me and my family. Like, I am forever grateful. Like, oh man, so good. And then I even have a job opportunity to look forward to. Like, being able to know that I have a job opportunity that's to come, that's something that I enjoy doing, something that I love to do, and something that just brings my heart, like, just, man, sets my soul on fire. Like, whoa, like, again, that's God. Me trying to put limitations on him. Like, man, another episode, because I can keep going in on that one. Like, man, but it's like what the enemy meant for evil, God meant for good. Okay? Like, just know that and understand that. So it's like, don't put a period. Okay? Do not put a period right where he don't put a period right there. Okay? Because there's still so much more. There's literally so much more. Like, just know that it's not just a period, it's the dot 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 dot. Because it's gonna keep going, like, keep going. The blessings are gonna keep blowing and just gonna continue to flourish because God is good and he just continues to show up and show out like he does. And I'm just so grateful for him. I truly am. Like, man, and he's just getting started. Exactly what I wrote down. He's just getting started because, man, just what he's already done for me just within these 2 months of me being here. It's like I'm mind blown on what the rest of the year holds. You know what I mean? So good. But yeah, um, mm, yeah, so good. He does not waste our suffering. Okay. Understand that he does not, none of your suffering, none of your hurt, none of your pain is wasted. The pain that you've gone through is not wasted. There is purpose in the pain. And I need you to understand that. I need you to hold on to that because, oh my goodness, he is good. He is sovereign. He tells the wind which way to go. So don't underestimate that. Just know of his goodness, know of who he is, know that he will sustain you and carry you through whatever you're walking through right now. Whatever it is, he will. He's right there providing the steps every step of the way, making sure you don't fall. That's literally what he's doing. So good. And then, of course, the conclusion for Job. The Lord ends up blessing him. The Lord blesses him. It says in verse 12, so the Lord blessed Job in the second half of his life, even more than in the beginning. Even more. Even more. Like, what? Like, but that's God. That is God, you know? And I'm just sitting back, like understanding, like, whoa, what God's going to do, what he's going to do. He's already started, but he's just getting started. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Like there's so much more that's to come. So it's just holding on to his promises, being obedient to his voice, discerning right from wrong, just making the right decisions, literally just following him and seeing the outcome of it all. Even in the time of suffering, even in the time of pain, even if the times with him are just moments of tears. I've been there. I get it. But continue to hold on to him because he's the one. He is the only one that's going to sustain you. He's the only one that's going to bring you out of this darkness. He's the only one. Ooh, man. So good. So good. The book of Job. So we have finally finished the book of Job, and I'm just so excited for where God is going to call us next and whatever direction he has for us. I'm excited just to be his vessel and continue to share what he's brought me through and how he's strengthened me and how he's encouraged me, how he's lifted me up in times of weakness. So, but of course, we are going to end out with the healing in his hands declaration. You can close your eyes. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. But in his hands, I am healed. In his hands, I am restored. The same hands that have carried me through will continue to sustain me. I am safe. I am seen. I am held in his hands. One more time. In his hands, I am healed. In his hands, I am restored. The same hands that have carried me through will continue to sustain me. I am safe. I am seen. I am held in his hands. Thank you guys for tuning in. I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and a happy Valentine's Day. I love you guys. Bye.